Okay, so there is one thing I wanted to go check. Uh, so I'll ignore the fact that I'm in view. I was doing the Zhongli thing. Let's go back to Not Cry. Go back to the flagship, if I can remember where it is. Should be this, right? Yeah. Let's go back to the flagship and do the thing I did not do at the end of the previous thing. I remember where the entrance to the flagship is. There is an entrance over here, I think. Or am I stupid? I did ask, and I remember where the fuck this thing is. I'm going the complete wrong direction. I'm just now realizing. The entrance would be over here, or one of them. There should be a back ways entrance. Yeah. So if we go back into the flagship, there is something I never saw in the main story because I'm blind. Um, and to be specific, I just never went back. I remember hearing it being mentioned, but I didn't actually go and read it. Here it is. Marionette's Notebook. And this is the thing that gives me hope. I've seen a small amount of this, so let's read it out loud. Every time I saw Sandrone, the notebook she had with her was never exactly the same, probably because she was someone who loved taking notes and often new ideas. Though she is a machine, to you and your companion, Sandrone is entirely human. Her joys, sorrows, and emotions are not something different, so much different from yours. The notebook that the knave hands you is somewhat aged, with creases at corners, as if it had been accidentally folded and then carefully smoothed out by someone. Sandrone has a lot of stories about her recorded in it. You're not sure if the knave has read them. Judging from the expression on her face when she gave you the notebook, she seemed to know Sandrone very well, even without it, and was responsible for carrying out her last wishes. I like how that was in quotes. Elaine has provided me with many notebooks. I often discard them after making a few markings. On those occasions, expression was unreadable. Nevertheless, he supplies me with new ones. I do not understand his reasoning. I do not know why I discarded them after making markings. I do not know why he permits this behavior. He states that my motion module is optimal. I do not comprehend. This is a new notebook. I do not wish to discard it. I have learned to record. I am beginning to record. Uh, I have learned more, and my manner of speech has become more elegant. Elegant is the word I have learned. Elaine advised me not to push myself. I disagree. I have performed exceptionally well. We can converse this afternoon. I have drawn several conclusions. One, Elaine created me. Two, he modeled me after the memories of his deceased sister, and now he feels guilt. Three, my learning ability exceeds his expectations. Elaine Guillotine's younger sister was named Mary Ann Guillotine. She passed away long ago. Elaine finalized my creation on his 65th birthday. He said that I am a friend, I am a family member. He expressed happiness about gaining a companion. Elaine has not defined our relationship. It is evident that I am not Mary Ann. He concurred, noting that I am significantly different from his sister. He expressed a desire for me to act according to my own will. When I stated that I would no longer discard the notebooks, Elaine's composure wavered briefly. He likely experienced an urge to weep, but ultimately suppressed it. Elaine said I could choose a birthday if I wished. I will consider this proposal seriously. He mentioned that most people cannot choose their birthday, but I can't. I am free. Elaine's physical condition continues to deteriorate. Doctors have visited frequently. Each time he closes the door, I am excluded from the process. I sense something unfamiliar. Later, Elaine identified the sensations as anger and sadness. He expressed satisfaction that I was learning to recognize them. However, he noted that I do not yet understand guilt. He explained that the social mechanisms behind this emotion are too complex for most animals or machines to acquire easily. I concluded that understanding guilt is not a necessary function for me. Elaine inquired about my desires. My response was, I want you to be healthy. Also, Elaine presented a new invention to me. He's named it Polonia. I cannot classify Polonia as family, kin, or friend. Its architecture lacks an emotion module comparable to mine. The reason for Elaine's design choice to create it with different specifications is unclear to me. He asserted that both Polonia and I are unique and cannot be replicated. He clarified that I am myself, whereas Polonia is a purely mechanical construct. Sorted through the warehouse and cleaned the room, debugging Polonia's basic functions. Elaine is passed out. His condition is deteriorating. The doctors examined him with a grim expression. Elaine's subordinate came to visit him, bringing a brand new tea set and some expensive tea leaves. Elaine doesn't like to drink tea, nor is he used to using luxurious things, so the tea set is mine. All my potted plants are thriving. This is simple. It seems almost too straightforward to claim any credit for myself. When conditions are right, they simply grow on their own, independent of any gardener. I see a parallel to myself. I, too, don't rely on anything to grow. Today I helped the land with Polonia's final tests. He's been unable to walk, so I transported him here and there in his wheelchair, and Elaine displayed little emotion. Despite Polonia's stable performance, he wasn't satisfied. He explained that Polonia is, in essence, merely an algorithm designed to calculate the unknown. As for what the unknown is, he himself is uncertain. The scope of the unknown is vast, too vast to quantify. I find it difficult to process that even he lacks an answer, and that this realization causes him sorrow. I don't understand. Elaine asked, "How shall we view the fate of the world?" "Use a detector," I responded. Elaine has entrusted with me with his old notebooks. It brings me genuine joy, and I find great value in the knowledge he imparted. Lately I've been contemplating the fate of this world. I quickly concluded that it is an inquiry without an answer. If people cannot even grasp their own destinies, how can they presume to meddle with the world's? A truly foolish notion. Elaine remarked that there are quite a few fools who hold such ideas. I laughed and gave him a disbelieving look. Then he began to laugh as well. I cannot comprehend what he finds amusing. I bought new bed sheets, pillowcases, and curtains. My room is now refreshingly tidy. I must say that was a clever decision. I've been too modest in my recent records. I'm not just smart, I'm brilliant. I'm a quick learner. Even Elaine agrees. Elaine's body won't hold on much longer. He sat by the fireplace and told me some stories. He created me, in the beginning, to honor the memory of the years he spent with his sister. He hadn't even decided what to do with me when he first brought me into being. Later, he hoped I could travel on his behalf, to see the world and broaden my own horizons. One problem. Elaine and I are now colleagues, both tied down by long-term professional commitments. It seems true freedom to travel is for those unburdened by work. As he put it, the dream lies in ruins now, a complete and utter failure. He mentioned that he once had another wish, but abandoned it long ago. I pressed him for details, and he admitted, with some awkwardness, that he once dreamed of saving the world when he was young. I asked if this was a wish I needed to inherit. He was taken aback and firmly told me no. He said I can do anything I like, and that he has no expectations of me. Elaine asked if there was anything I wanted to do. I haven't found that yet. Parents are responsible for bringing children into the world, and children are responsible for the future. This is a social rule. I believe the final unspoken tenet of this rule is that children are also responsible for their parents' final years. Elaine's final years have reached their end. He left a will concerning his remaining possessions, a small sum of savings, Polonia, and some notebooks. He asked me to burn the notebooks after his death to avoid theft. Honestly, given the sheer volume, Polonia is probably the only one who could steal them. Polonia was Elaine's final pursuit in life. It is a pity he did not live to see it produce a definitive answer. He told me not to worry about it and that I could leave Polonia to the Fontaine Research Institute. His only regret was that those people wouldn't know how to maintain it as well as I do. I disagree with this plan. Polonia will remain with me. However, I'm not sure what I should use it for. Today was Elaine's funeral. Heavy rain fell throughout the ceremony, as if someone was crying in the sky. Ugh, annoying. Holding an umbrella in the rain is so inconvenient. Elaine was laid to rest, and everything proceeded smoothly. I was the one who stepped forward to bid him farewell, while Polonia stayed behind to look after the house. The weather didn't clear up until midnight. I sat by the grave for a while, keeping Elaine company, with the moon in the sky keeping me company in turn. The night was very quiet, no more sounds of labored breathing. It feels as if the only companion I have left in this world is the moon. Oh my god, are you kidding? You can't do that to me! I'm leaving now, farewell. What the fuck? My only companion is the moon, and her best friend ended up being Columbina. Ah, that's great. That's great writing. Prelock upgraded Polonia's tea brewing functions. Upgraded Polonia's meal delivery functions. Upgraded Polonia's book search functions. Corrected a malfunction where Polonia could not hang laundry. To the outside, I'll claim that Polonia is my attendant. That should turn some curious stares away. They're protected. It's Elaine's secret and his wish. This night is so cold. I thought it was nothing to do with me. I found a new job and the pay is pretty good. My boss is one with an icy meter, and I do mean icy. As for my colleagues, they're a real mixed bag. It's already getting on my nerves. What's the point of a sunny day in Snezhnaya? It snows just as heavily. My colleagues are so annoying. I haven't journaled for a good while. It just slipped my mind. Nothing felt particularly worth recording. Since it's something I don't feel like doing, I might as well pause it for now. Columbina is so annoying. Arlecchino is so annoying. What on earth was Satori thinking? I simply cannot agree with this approach. It's been weeks since the new project was launched, and it's still stuck in the approval process. What is Pantaloni's problem with financial approvals? Why is he so ridiculously stringent? It's not like it's personal money. It all belongs to the Fatui. Story's project was approved 10 times faster than mine. Ugh. Aunt Petalona should do me a favor and disappear from my sight. Meeting with Her Majesty Tsaritsa, duration 2 hours and 15 minutes. Rosaline brought me a new tea set, claiming it was from Mondstadt, and a bottle of wine. That's odd. Didn't she say she couldn't be bothered to go to Mondstadt? Attended Piero's lecture. Not bad. The content's pretty good. Pulcinella's, God, lecture is tomorrow. Meeting with Capitano, Arlecchino, and Rosaline. Duration 40 minutes. So the tea set was purchased by mail. Well, that explains everything. Rosaline's new high heels are so loud. They're noisy, but I do like the gift she gave me. I suppose I can cut her some slack. Colomina's preference for tea is quite ordinary, not as refined as Arlecchino's. That's just like her. Do special people like ordinary tea and ordinary people special tea? 2 weeks since we lost contact with Tartaglia on his mission. Tartaglia returned with a few scratches. Looks like Colombina and Dottoria on the outs. I didn't ask further. It was only a matter of time anyway. Arlecchino and Colombina came over for tea and picked Rosaline up on the way. It was a good day. Should keep some cookies on hand for next time. Rosaline's dead. I liked. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for the part where they start talking about the deaths of harbingers, because for a long time harbingers had been alive. They hadn't died. The harbingers had been these massive forces of nature, and yet none of them had ever, died before. And then we come along and we cause Raiden to kill Senora. Then we cause the Balladeer to disappear from everyone's memories. Well, I'd say we cause it. It's more like it's during our journey. Um, anyway, the memory of the Balladeer is removed from everyone's heads, so that entire 6 slot is now just permanently empty. After that, we get Capitano, and now Sandrone, and Colombina left. So, which features a few blue pages. Most of it relates to the Narcissenkreuz Ardo, so obtruse that prolonged study leaves one busy, mixing are a few offhand comments, which look like Sandrone's recent jottings. Capitano chose to stay in Natlan. Shame. Colombina hasn't been faring well since she resigned. So it's alright. I did warn her to think carefully before making such decisions. She wouldn't listen. Materials Arlecchino provided were extensive. I owe her my thanks. Important. Send gifts to the House of the Hearth, one for every child. A new project, and I have to collaborate with Satori. I can't help but feel some resentment towards Her Majesty for this. Her Majesty's plan, it must succeed. God's Columbia, can you stop being so annoying? Polonia's situation is stable, optimizing algorithmic logic, expecting several hours of downtime. A meeting with Arlecchino, duration 20 minutes. Tea break with Arlecchino, duration 1 hour. Calculations, Orthans. The probability of Colombina being alive is definitely higher than any other outcome. Absolutely. Also, today is Elaine's birthday. I do hope the traveler's safe. It would be a great hassle otherwise. Almost there. Inconceivable. Hat Guy's core is from Irminsul. Performance is stable. He seems to know us pretty well. Or maybe he's just the social sort. Core assembly completed. System checked and deployed for combat. Recording the key points of this technique by using Walnatada's fragment of Colombina's soul connection with the variable in this world and Descender, we aim to effect the retrieval of Colombina's complete soul from inside the moon's reflection. Survival of the traveler is a necessary condition for success. Update log. Upgraded Polonia's core function to the world formula. Upgraded Polonia's search and retrieval functions. Implemented a new self-preservation mechanism for Polonia. Combat priority shifted from protecting me to protecting Polonia. Set a false core and data destruction function. All log data will be cleared if the damage level falls below the critical threshold iterated on my self-preservation mechanisms. Yeah, that's the thing that makes people think that maybe she's going to come back. We don't know. We never know for certain, but it is pretty interesting. I do like seeing a lot more in like the harbingers. Like, it's really interesting to go through the list of harbingers and see how each of them are doing. So obviously number 11, he's been to jail because he's been to jail. He's had to fight the giant whale. He's been beaten by us multiple times to the point, especially if you consider his personal story quest. Number 10, we don't actually know who number 10 is. That's the very confusing thing. We have no idea who number 10 is. I don't know enough about the original opera to know who number 10 would be either. And I assumed for a long time that Capitano was number 10 because I didn't realize that Piero was not number 1. I didn't realize Piero was like a different thing entirely. But anyways, who's number 9? I don't know who number 9 is either. We haven't met them in the story yet. But like number 8 is Senora. She died. Number 7 is Sandrone. She died. Number 6 was Balladeer. He literally erased himself from everyone's memories. Number 5, no idea. Number 4 is Arlecchino, and she's doing well. Number 3 was Columbina. She decided to go back to the moon. I actually don't know if I can go back there. Curious. Oh yeah, no. Number 6 was Number 3 was Columbina, who she went back to the moon. Yeah, coming back here doesn't let go back. I wonder if there is a way to go back though. People have found ways to do that stuff before. And then number 2 was Dottore, which we killed because she did the edict. I can't remember what it's called. The Tsaritsa called upon the thing that allows them to kill if necessary. So they killed Dottore. And then Capitano is semi-dead. It's the best way I could put it. He is semi-dead. He's more like... He's honestly closer to MIA. Like, he's still alive, technically. He's just using his immortality to keep the entire thing, to keep the Night Realm, like, working indefinitely. So that's what he's doing here. But yeah, that's a lot of the... that's still a lot of the Harbingers that are out of action. Just in such a short while. Again, this, canonically speaking, the Traveler's only been traveling for not even a year. Remember, there hasn't been another Rite of Dissension yet, canonically. It canonically has not passed a year. If you don't count limited events, but that's because those are using our world as a year. But, like, it's been maybe a year or a year and a half, I think, at most. Canonically, and we've already caused... Well, we've done a lot of stuff. It's interesting to read through the minds of a lot of the people like Sandrone. It's interesting to see a lot of the stuff through the eyes of different types of characters. That's why I like Yehoda so much. She helped us look at the existing story through the eyes of just a normal person. I mean, heck, when she was introduced to the story, we saw a lot of like the normal people's reactions to like the Harbingers and stuff. Because before that, there was a lot of characters that were actively fighting the Harbingers, or have fought the Harbingers, like Luke. Yeah, that's all for this one. I just wanted to make sure I read that on recording.